What's up, guys? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. A bit of a different video for you guys today, but it's going to be a special one. So I'm joined for the first episode of The Moment You Realise, the light bulb moments of Spurs players with John. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good today, man. It's a bit rainy today, but it's a good time to do a video.
Exactly. I'm excited to look through the archive of some moments where you just can't forget as a Spurs fan.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. Who have you got coming up first then? Which ones?
Yeah, so first episode is going to be Bale and that fantastic moment against Inter Milan. The reason why I wanted to start this series, just to say, first of all, is these sorts of moments that we're going to be talking about throughout the next coming episodes. Just sometimes when you're going through hard times as a Spurs fan and there's tough games coming up and you're not in good form and whatnot, these are the moments you remember, and they're the moments you realise why you are a Spurs fan. So I'm excited to talk about
I thought you were going to say those are the moments when you go and watch the repeats, the replays, like hundreds of times.
Literally, I've seen this clip multiple times. But what were your thoughts on Bale before the Inter Milan game? Of course, the away game when he just scored.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually really rated him the very first game he had. I think he came on as a sub against Man United in the League Cup final.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure about that. And I remember he took the ball and he took on a few players.
Yeah.
And he was so quick, he was rapid. And he ended up giving the ball away near the edge of the area, I think. But I remember thinking, bloody hell, that's a player. And I was actually with my Man United friend at the time.
Oh,
and he goes, that is a player. I go, I wish we had him. That's just based on that one performance there.
Yeah.
And then what was a little bit frustrating is that obviously he had that run of games where he didn't get a win, if you remember.
Yeah.
And it was unlucky. It was really unlucky, to be honest with you. But then there was Spurs fans. I remember Spurs fans at the time were saying, "Oh, can we just get this monkey off our backs? Can we just sell him? Just get rid of him?"
Yeah.
And it really annoyed me because it was just like unlucky that he was just like in these games that we were not winning, you know. And
exactly.
And then it really frustrated me that Harry Redknapp froze him out of the team and sidelined him for a long time. And I was saying, get him back in. You know, he's a really good player. Just needs a bit of time to mature. And it was only because BAE got injured that Bale came in. I think it was potentially an FA Cup game against Leeds at home. Yeah. And he came on. He looked really, really good at left back. So remember, he played at left back then. And then he played a blinder then. And then obviously he got his. It was only because of that BAE injury that he came in.
Yeah.
And actually, there was talk about us offloading him in a swap deal with I can't remember his name, Middlesbrough, Jonathan
Woodgate.
Can't remember not Woodgate. There's a winger played for Middlesbrough.
No, I can't remember. Also, one of the things I remember was when Redknapp come out since Bale, since leaving Tottenham, and saying even Ferguson said this player's not good. He's not good enough. Drop him. Yeah, from obviously when he was at United and big names. No one saw this coming. What was your favourite moment of Bale altogether?
Well, I think the favourite moments are obviously Inter Milan when that was when he made his mark on the big stage.
Exactly, that's what it's all about.
That's when he really started. He really put his name out there in that game, especially. I mean, that was just magical to watch. Every time he picked up the ball, and all three goals looked almost exactly the same. It was like metronomic. The goals,
bottom corner, and
I think that's what did it as well. It wasn't just the fact he scored three. It was almost the fact that he just repeated it, and it was just
away from home, first Champions League, sort of first time we were in the knockout stage of the Champions League ever, I think.
That's right.
And the thing that made it even special, because I was obviously a lot younger there, and I remember I was so young, I had to go to bed, but my dad was like, "You're not missing this game." so he told my mum, he's like, "No chance." She was going to put it on the radio, but I had to watch it. He could see something special coming, and we saw the second one go in, saw the third one go in, and I didn't even go to sleep anyway. I kept thinking of that moment, and it's just one of those times where you realise you've got a player on your hands, but also one of those moments where it's a special thing that happened that night, and I'll never forget. It was amazing.
You know what? Only I think from my point of view, right, as a Spurs fan, it's like only Spurs can make a defeat look so beautiful.
Right? Literally.
Seriously, if you think about that, right? So obviously we didn't win that game, but there
No.
was something. There was an echo of beauty from that game. It was almost like the entertainment, the fact that we were down to 10 men, the
Yeah.
fact that Bale just like ripped apart Inter Milan, you know, like top team. You know, it's just
We won't forget that. And
incredible.
especially in terms of when we look back on Bale, that will always be the standout moment as to when he first arrived on the big stage, and thought, as Spurs fans, we all thought he's going to be here for a while, and he's here to stay.
And obviously the following game at home against Inter Milan, he ripped Mike on apart in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he played an absolute blinder in that game as well. So at that point, he was like a household name.
It just rolled on from that game, didn't it? That was
it did,
when you do those things in Europe. Talking of players like now that we've got currently, if they put in a big show like that in Europe, then that's just their form rolls on from them. But also that is when you announce yourself. That's how to announce yourself to everyone worldwide, and Bale certainly did it that night.
Absolutely, but even then, even when he had that, and he went on a, you know, he built up his confidence. He started really sort of expressing himself.
Yeah.
He still wasn't even half the player I don't think he was when he really peaked in like 2013.
Yeah, well, for me,
I mean, he just went into another stratosphere. That went into the ionosphere in that season.
Yeah, like the 20. I think it was in 2012. It might have been the start of the season, but you know, the West Ham game, the last minute worldie,
exactly, yeah,
just outside the box. That was another moment,
another defining moment. Hey, but let's
rely on a player.
Let's also mention Tom Carroll's assist. Let's not forget about that assist.
There's some good times, man. Some good times. Tom Carroll.
Isn't that hilarious? Oh,
he
say that. Yeah, let's not forget Tom Carroll's assist for that goal.
he did half of the job there, but now just things he did reminds me of how when first Kane came through, which is another episode I'm not going to talk about actually, but you just when you rely on one solid player and they deliver in last minute, also just in terms of a fan, that's when it matters most, and it's a special moment. Yeah,
you know what was really nice about that is that during that game, I can't remember who was in goal. It's the ex-Bolton keeper, wasn't it? It's the Icelandic or Norwegian. I can't remember his name.
I can't say.
Jaskalainen.
Oh, okay, I remember Joe Cole was playing. I think retiring that sort of time.
Was he?
I think he was involved in the game. He was either.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was definitely involved in the game, because I remember thinking, yeah, shove that up. Do you know what I mean?
Shove that in, yeah. But I remember Jaskalainen was having an absolute blinder. He was just keeping everything out. And it was just going to be. It just looked like one of those games where it's just going to be like, you know, where the goalies just turn up and just have a like Superman performance. But so for that goal just made it all the more sweet, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But the other thing I was going to say was it was a real brave move, and it paid off. Is that AVB started to stick Bale just in behind the strikers, so he went from left back to left wing. He played well on the wing, but I think when he suddenly just went tucked in a more central position in behind the forwards, he just exploded. You know, isn't it? It's amazing how he's gone from left back to left wing to pretty much striker. You know,
I know.
And I mean, there's even videos of him on YouTube from the Spurs official YouTube page where he's playing in goal, and he even looks a beast in goal.
Yeah,
he may. What do you think of this, Joe? I'm actually thinking he's the best all-round player, as in like can play any position on the pitch, including goalie, of all time. What do you think of that?
Wow, that's a statement. That is a statement.
Can play every single position. Who could be a better?
I tell you what, you haven't got a bad point, because he's experienced, I guess. Yeah, left back at. I mean, clearly not a goalkeeper, but no one's experienced in outfield and in goal.
Watch him in those videos playing goal.
I mean,
if he wanted to, I reckon he could be a goalie. Because
there's not a big case. There's no one really trying to steal that spotlight. But I mean, fair play. It's just not a bad shout.
I think Bale is such an impeccable athlete.
Yeah.
That he could pretty much take on most sports and get to a high level. I think he's even a scratch golfer. You know, he's just an incredible athlete.
That's a good way to end it. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. Short little clips, but nice way to relive the memories. And thanks for joining me anyway.
Cheers, man. Cheers, Joe.
See you soon. Until next time. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.